Good afternoon, YouTube. So hiking up off of the canyon trail, which is way down there. This is about the point I got to last January before the big rain started. The creek has been crossable down there for the last couple of weeks, so I've been trying to chip off some of these hikes that I started last winter. Here you can see there's the top of the ridge right there, or the nose of the ridge. And you can see the brush is trying to come over. In fact, it's right here. There's a little bit of a sunny spot here, and you can see how the brush has moved over the ridge. But if you look up there, under that tree branch, it's clear again. So I'm going to see how far up this little canyon I can get, kind of staying under the heavy tree cover, and see if it stays a little bit clearer. And it looks like it's not quite so steep. I forgot how steep this ridge is. There's a couple of places it's so steep you step up and then the ground just collapses under your feet. It's right at the angle of repose, and you step up and you just slide all the way back down, and then you try stepping up again and you just end up digging a hole. Yeah, back in January, it was just bare ground pretty much. But now it's all stickers, and I got stickers all over my gaiters and my tights and everything. Yeah, I'm going to keep going up here, see how far we go. Unfortunately, I forgot to bring my water bottle in my fanny pack. I was going to do that, and then I got a drink with me, so I finished that off. And then I just took off and I left the water bottle at the bike. Won't be able to go super far today, but at least I did have a bottle of cold beverage before I set out. Yeah, I've been making my way up the side of this ridge. You can see it's still pretty steep, quite a side hill here. So I've been following a whole series of game trails up here. Probably doesn't show up very well, but right down there is a lot of footprints, including mine. And you can see up here there's a bit of a flat area, and then it continues along here. So if you find a trail that starts heading down, then you got to cut across and try to find the next trail up. And you can see right here there's the brush coming over the ridge, so I can't go much farther that way. And you can see it's getting pretty dense up here, so I guess I'm going to follow along here. There's a bit of a grassy stretch. Yeah, so it's really helping being able to read the soil. You can see how rocky this soil is. There's a lot of gravel in it. And as long as you have that gravel and rock in there, you don't get a lot of that brush. And then if you stay under these big trees, that kind of shades out the brush too. You can see like here, there's not much growing. But you get out here where it's sunny and you've got just a wall of brush right there. So you have to kind of stay under the trees and stay on the rocky soil and then follow the game trails as much as you can. Yeah, so that was the whole point of coming up on these little exploration hikes, just to try to learn how to get around up here when there's not a trail. It's starting to pay off. I'm no expert by any means. I probably won't get all the way up to the top of the canyon today without any water. So yeah, I'm going to have to turn around pretty soon. Yeah, I figure I'd push it up here. Let's see, I've come about a third of a mile so far, half a kilometer, I guess, and we're at 1,550 feet. So I'm definitely higher than I got on the next canyon down. That was the first one I went up. I hit the brush at Greasewood about 1,400 feet. So I'm definitely higher over here. Okay, you can get an idea how steep this ridge is. So down below I was following some game trails, and then they all sort of headed down into the gully down here. So I had to come straight up the side, and it was all just loose gravel. You take one step up and you slide back most of the way, but I managed to get up, and then soil got a little better. You know, it was a little firmer where you could get some footing coming up the hill. Came around that tree and up here, and then all of a sudden I found a really nice trail here, although it's steeper than all get out. But yeah, it just suddenly materialized. So yeah, I might follow this up. I'm a little over 1,600 feet. I'm hoping I can get up to a point where I can get a little better view up the canyon just to see what it looks like. Okay, so I made it up that trail there, but it's so loose. You just slide. I'm going to slide all the way down, going down that hill. I think it'll just be like going down a ski slope. Yeah, that's probably why it's so well defined, is I bet the deer even have trouble getting up there. And I think this is not the way to go. It's starting to get brushy. I think I'm getting pretty close to the ridge. And unfortunately, I've run off the edge of my hillshade map that happens to cover this area. So if I come up again, I'll need to make myself a better map. So I think this particular route is a dead end, but at least I'll have the track. So when I get down to the base of that steep hill there, I can maybe go along here. Yeah, I've done just short of half a mile up here and got to about 1,650 feet. That's probably about halfway up to the top, because I think it's about 2,000 feet roughly at the top of this canyon. So yeah, I'm hoping there's a way to maybe stick down a little bit. I need to do my hillshade and my aerial imagery for that section over there. The map I had for the landslide down the creek covered up to here, but I've now gone off the edge, so I'm not quite sure where I'm going. Okay, yeah, coming down that really steep section. If you come over here, you get back under these trees and it's a little more open. I'm not sure how much farther up it stays clear like this. But yeah, you can see the brush is coming over the top of the ridge there. Yeah, it gets a little tricky right in here. Now that I took a look down here, at least I've got an idea. So at least I can come up to this point and then figure out where I want to go from here. But that'll probably be this winter or next spring. But yeah, this is all really loose. You can just see it's got big rocks and then smaller rocks. So if you stay in these rocks, it's relatively clear, but it's hard to go up and down the hill because it's so slippery. It's like ball bearings. So yeah, I think I'm going to call it quits here and yeah, keep going down the hill, try to find my track. I just want to see if I can go around down below here and kind of avoid some of that really steep hill that I came up. Okay, I wanted to show you the track that I recorded on this hike. Anyway, I started down here right off the canyon trail. I think the elevation here is about 1,250 feet. And then I crossed over this little stream here, or little gully, and then went up this ridge. You can see the color change here. And that's the greasewood that's growing on this southeast facing slope. I was on the northwest side of the ridge, trying to stay as high up on the ridge as I could, but not too high to get into that greasewood. And I got up here about 1,650 feet, so I'd done about 400 feet of climbing here. That's where I ran into the really dense brush. And you can see here, that's what I ran into, was this wall of greasewood coming over the ridge. I went back down a little bit and then I kind of hiked up the canyon as I went down just to take a look in here. And this area up here does look a little better. And I think I'm actually about 2/3 of the elevation gain that I need to get. So I'm thinking if I can head over here, this is into the gully. You can see the gully running up here. And then I have to see what this looks like. This will be the one tricky part. It's hard to tell what this is, if it's clear or what. You can see there's a kind of a gap here, but you've got greasewood brush growing on both sides of this gully. Hopefully there's a way to get up here in the middle and up to this grove of trees here. This looks a little more clear. You can see there's like grass and something other than greasewood. And then I think where I'm headed for
is right over here. And I probably won't have a chance to get up there until probably this winter. It's getting a little too overgrown with weeds and stuff now, and it's just really hard to hike up here. But yeah, now I have a route here. Did check this out. It looks possible to get up there, but you can't see very far, so the only thing you have to do is hike up to here and then try to pick a route.
So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that look up here. We didn't really find anything exciting, but it was just sort of a discovery trip. See what's up here and kind of push my route a little farther up the canyon. So as always, thanks for watching.